Well, I am excited. I've been looking forward to this day for over a month now. You're going to have the privilege of getting a chance to speak and hear from our CEO of the company, Mr. Doug Teskey. Doug, I am excited to have you here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Thanks so much for taking the time to be with us today. You know, over the next few minutes, I'm going to take the time to ask a series of questions from the CEO of the company, kind of be able to get the vision and the insight that he has of where the company is going. So with that being said, are you ready, my friend?
I am. Let's get it going.
Well, you know, Doug, every single time that I've got a chance to see you speak, you know, I really see a competitive spirit into you. And for you folks at home that don't know, Doug used to be a professional athlete, and he was competing at the highest level, pro athlete. Can you kind of share for just a few minutes a little bit about your background and how you kind of take that competitive edge and you bring it to the business world, if you will?
Well, yeah, you're correct. I was extremely fortunate enough to be able to pursue a passion and a lifestyle around sport that I dearly love and that I grew up doing and make a career out of it. But I would say that wouldn't be possible if you didn't have that inner drive, that passion to not just win, but to be accountable and not let other people down. I think in order to be successful in that industry, much like any other industry, it's relating to playing with a team. It's relating to be accountable to yourself and to others. But there's an inner drive that I can't tell you where it came from or what happened. My poor wife that has to deal with me with the family board games is tough to deal with. But I just think that it's it's that passion just not to let yourself down, and whatever your why is or that competitive nature, it's just that willingness to succeed. It's something that just empowers you, and I've got to say that. It was just self-improvement, if anything. I was extremely analytical over myself as being an athlete and just striving to be better. And I think when you have that drive to make yourself better, it contributes to a competitive nature. And that's all I could say. I think what's really taught me of seeing this industry is relating to sport and how very similar they are. They're parallels. And I could use you as a perfect example. You're absolutely relentless. I could picture you with skates on and wheeling up and down the ice. It would be no different. You would still want that puck. You want the puck. You want to be the leader. You want to drive. You want to be on the leaderboard. And whether you're wearing skates or you're not, I can really relate to the business end of the industry. Is just you have a reason. You have a drive, and it's that inner drive to be successful, whatever that is, and it contributes and it comes out with a work ethic. And so I've got to commend you on your competitive nature as well. And I believe it's that relentlessness to be successful, and it's just that drive to not just let yourself down, not let your family down, but for everyone else to know how you got there was based off of hard work.
Well, I appreciate that so much. And what I love about Doug is he has this competitive spirit. You know, I heard Wayne Gretzky say one time, he said one of the reasons he was so successful is that he never skated to the puck. He skated to where the puck was going. And with that being said, could you share a little bit of where's CCM going? What do you see for the future?
Well, you know, the vision that I hasn't changed in the last 6 years since I started planning and mapping out consumer choice marketing to May 2008 when we launched. To me, it was just it was to come back to that competitive nature of not letting people down. With my research in industry and seeing companies that had failed, companies that had the best story in the world, had the best product, failed. It comes to me in different, perceptions of it's not integrity. I don't believe anybody maliciously wanted it to fail or wasn't successful. But there has been positions of our company in our history where it was challenging, but I would not let it fail. Failure was not an option. And it's that skin, it's that investment of starting it from the scratch. It's an extension of my family. And when I think of the vision, it's number one to maintain that we'll scratch and claw and we're not going away. We're continuous improvement. The first objective is to continue to improve the brokers that have been with us since day one, for them to see that improvement, that development as a company. Number two is to always be hypercritical. And I think that relates to my background in sports as well. I strived under self-criticism. I really believed that I focused on my weaknesses made me a stronger player. I look at the company the same way. We've got to look at our weaknesses to make us a stronger competitor in this space of direct selling and network marketing. I look at it as is continuing to develop a compensation structure that people make money. And we all talk about residual aspects of this industry. Companies brag about it all the time, but to me, residual income isn't self-consumption. It's not the reps that are buying the product. That's not residual income, that it's your unilevel downline. That to me is, that's the self-consumption model, and you see a lot of those imploding. The rep leaves, the rep doesn't want to pay for the product, and the whole company fails because they're relying on that rep. Us as a company is to continue to grow a satisfied broker base that expects more out of us, and we deliver. I see us as developing to maintain our customer per broker ratio, which is over 15. It's between 15 and 18 right now per rep. That to me is what attributes to our incredible compensation plan and why we can preach about residual income. I know we're going to get into a little bit more on the compensation plan. So it's really just to continue. We're a tech company. We want to simplify the business. We want to engage in this space of technology to stay in the forefront of where we're headed. I will share with you that I've had some insight. The latter half of my professional hockey career I ended up in the United Kingdom, where I played in the British Elite League for the Newcastle Vipers. And technology it moves from Europe into the United States. There's stuff happening in the United States that I saw 8 years ago in Europe. So it's understanding of how this whole market is evolving, and it's to stay ahead of it. You want to have the company where people are bragging about the products and services. You want to have a company where people appreciate the products and services and like to talk about them. That's why this industry exists, is because of the product. I think a lot of companies miss that. They forget about it. It's all about the recruiting aspect, which is great. But at the end of the day, you want people buying the product. So we're going to be a company that's very product focused, and we'll never lose sight of that.
Well, I love that about CCM. And you know, when you begin to look at the brokers, I've heard you speak about this many, many times, and your mentality is that everybody at CCM can win. I mean, your focus is always on the brokers. Can you talk a little bit about the systems perhaps that you guys have put together and why you're always gunning for all the brokers to win? I mean, that's really almost your forte.
You know, it's just been it's been the start of where we ever came from. I look at my history, my background in direct selling and network marketing. It's very limited. I think that's what makes the synergy of our ownership and our leadership of the company is I am product focused. I'm extremely product focused in the utility industry, and Bill Hoffman, with 23 plus years in network marketing, is very focused on people becoming successful and using our business model and intertwining the two to have success with it. Well, I just look at the product lineup, and I look at what's important. If we preach residual income, we have to deliver. I think that's the biggest thing is standing in front of a room and expressing how to be successful in something if you don't know how to do it yourself. So for me, it's really important for me to have marketed the products. I've been in the trenches. When I first was involved in utilities and energy, I was knocking doors in Aberdeen, Scotland, selling gas and electricity door to door. Moved into telemarketing, moved into commercial industrial, and just knowing that you can stand in front of someone and understand where they're coming from, and understand that I know what it's like to be out there. I don't know what it's like personally for what you go through. We've all gone through our different circumstances of what makes you you and me. But I feel comfortable that I can relate to people on a grounds of what we're asking them to do. And what that contributes to is emulating a successful business model. I believe our system works because we've developed it. We've nurtured it. We've cultivated it into a business model that you can do the same thing. Here it is. This model works, and we've done it. So if you need help along the way, we'd love to help you. And I just think that going back to my sports background, one thing I miss the most is the culture that was created around the game, the fans, the boosters, the management, the people that were vested in the game itself. And that to me is what this feels like. I'm back in it again. I feel like I'm in the dressing room and you're one of my teammates, and the customers are our fans, and we have to keep them happy with our product. So this is a very comfortable environment for me. And I just believe that we continue to nurture our compensation plan so that we get the naysayers, we get the skeptics. I'm coming from that background. I know what it's like. I'm a hyper skeptic when it comes to products and services. So you've got someone like that in your corner, developing a business model around that type of mentality. But at the same time, it's simplifying it. It's making sure that we don't reach too far out. One of my pet peeves are companies that have this goal to hit and they brag about it, but it's like the unattainable goal. One person hits it every 2 years. The culture that we're creating is we want to help people make money. We want to help people make their money back for what they purchased at the online utility store. We want to make it back as quickly as they want to make it back, and then we don't have a ceiling on how much money they can make from there forward. So over the years, we've evolved, which is, I think, the most important piece. We didn't come out with this lavish comp plan. Well, we had to come out with a company that economically worked and that paid everybody on time and that could see a future around this industry. And then we've wrapped that in over the last 4 years to enhance it. Now we've got the back end. We've got tens and thousands of customers, commercial, industrial, residential, paying their energy bills. We've got people paying their phone bills and everything else that builds up a residual income for the company, the foundation. And now we can show people how to do the exact same thing. So I'm getting a long-winded answer, but the reality is it's something that I've got an extreme passion for, and delivering. I know we've got something very different and very unique, but when it comes to the products and services and delivering, it's all about accountability. I know it works, and we're at a place right now where the timing's impeccable for you to tap into it and have that leadership to be able to be in front of training seminars, to be in front of experts like yourselves that are incredible leaders that we're so proud of having on our team that can take someone of any background and make them successful if they want to be.
That's amazing. You know, one of the things that I love about CCM so much, and I've heard Doug speak about this on many occasions, is that Doug says we're never going to have products and services that aren't a great value to the consumer. Can you talk for just a moment? If you look at our products and service line that you guys have been able to develop those partnerships with, how great of a value it is. I mean, we're not trying to sell an overpriced product or service. It is literally great value for the consumer. How important is that?
I think of the consumer and who they are. What are they looking for? I'm not the perfect consumer. I'm the hardest probably consumer. If you were knocking on my door, if you were telemarketing me, I'm the searcher. I'm the searcher for what do I have that might be better than what you're offering because I think it might be out there. That's who kind of you have in your corner that's developing the product vision of what we want to attach ourselves to. It better deliver. Because at the end of the day, when we talk to brokers in the field, the first concern is their relationship to their friend or their family member. I don't want it to be another one of these. I agree with you. When I first launched Consumer Choice Market, my friends and family were my foundation of customer bases. I was a personal test pilot of all of our products and services. If I'm going to talk to somebody about a product and service and how great it is, I better know firsthand how great it is. And if it's not good enough for me, why would it be good for you? So these are products and services that I look in our space and I say, we could be compared to some other competitors. But the reality is when you dig into voice over IP, the technology is the technology, but the price points aren't the same price points with the same companies. There's companies that will charge you $40 a month for the same service that we can get for $15 a month. That's the kind of company I want to attach myself to if it's a quality product and they have great customer service and they see an advantage of being a partner with us. I look at kind of the golden egg of the CCM business brokers as you know, our partners have to appreciate what we do every day. And if they don't, then that's not somebody I want to be partnered with.
You know, as we look back over the last 5 years, we have experienced in the United States perhaps the worst economic recession since the Great Depression. Some people would tell you that this recession has affected more people than the Great Depression. Amidst all that, you've had 5 consecutive years of steady growth. And that's significant. Most people don't understand how big that is in this economy. Can you talk a little bit about the beginning and where we're poised today and where we go from here?
Give me goosebumps. Number one, I'm extremely humbled by the fact that the success that we've had. You know, if you think of it, you had a vision and a dream of a company, and then to be at events and to have an opportunity to sit down and talk about it like we are today, I couldn't have imagined it. Even though I did, it's a matter of being at, I wouldn't say it's the right place at the right time. It's extremely unfortunate of what the last 4 years developed for us. To me, if I look at the advantage of it, I look and say we grew through that form of recession. This business to me isn't me just developing a presentation and saying we're recession proof. I know we are. We went through a recession and we paid out millions of dollars in commissions. What I look at is the proof behind comments, the proof behind knowledge and the experience, and to back it up. So I look at when we started. See, if you go back 5 years and you think of, people almost bragged about how much they spent on stuff. You know, if we were sitting here today talking about shirts, we would say, spent $150 on this shirt. We had bragging rights for how much we were spending, and it got out of control. Today, now, we're talking about, man, I got TJ Maxx, or someone's got the same brands, or you got it online, you had coupons, you had discounts. Now we're bragging about how savvy we become. The CCM business opportunity is a savvy opportunity. It's for savvy entrepreneurs to plug in and have a system already made so they can be as savvy as they want with products and services people use. It's not the hard products, not the linens. It's essential services. If you want to be savvy with essential services, the CCM business model is a great product for you. I just look at our mentalities changed. I look at how Groupon, the couponing has grown, and everything about finding deals is so important. The mobile apps that are popping up, teaching us where these great deals and sales are. I have to say that this has been a lifestyle of mine for over 15 years. I've always wanted to find a better price for a product and service that someone else pays for, or someone else buys. And you know, I just think that the mindset of consumers is changing. The spontaneity of just buying right now is going away. People are becoming a little bit savvier, and this is the perfect fit. It's just in a different space. It's in essential services.
Any tidbits on anything to come anytime soon?
You know, I just got to say, you got to be at the National Convention. We do have some new things rolling out. I've got to say that the National Convention for us it's a celebration for all the success stories that are happening in the CCM business. I love the fact that as many customer acquisition stories, commercial, industrial, residential, we have just as many for the recruiting and the sale of the online utility store and leadership awards. It truly is, I look forward to it. It's like 364 days of looking forward to the next one, just because we know that we take another step. We know that there's evolution of leadership and growth and income, and it's a fantastic place to be. And you know, so without leaking anything out, you're probably better off if Bill was sitting here. He'd leak some stuff out, but I'm just kidding. He's gotten very good at holding it back these days. But we have some really good things coming out. You might see a couple new products. Again, products and services that have extreme value in the business or the residential space, and something that people can brag about. We've got some enhancements going on within the CCM infrastructure to make the business easier, and some other little things. So as I'm talking, we're already leaking stuff out, so you're pretty good at that.
Well, listen, guys, I'm so excited to have you here. Thanks so much for being here,
it.
taking the time, drive all the way down here to you know, kind of share some information with the people. Guys, as I conclude, I want you to know something, that you're in the right place at the right time. I've got an advantage over most of you guys, and I've had an experience to be able to meet Doug and kind of hear his heart. And I've been to the corporate headquarters, and I've met Bill Hoffman and built a relationship with them. If you look at Steve Bishop and all the people in broker support, if you look at the people in the CAP division, what is so monumental about the time that we have right now is we've got the right team. We've got the right people in the right place at the right time. The company is poised for massive exponential growth, and the only thing that it's missing is you. Make a commitment to get started and do something big. I always share with people, begin with the end in mind. Why are you here? Begin to put that into a story and share it with your friends and colleagues. This could be the best opportunity in the United States today, and in reference to timing, it starts right now. God bless you as you build your business.